In the night sky, some stars burn brilliantly only once, before fading into darkness forever. The celebrity world is no different. Some legends rise in a single, unforgettable moment, capturing the admiration of millions, only to vanish as suddenly as they appeared. Their names once echoed everywhere, then fell silent, erased as if they had never existed at all. The 13 stories I'm about to reveal revisit those forgotten icons. Figures who disappeared from the public eye without explanation. Where did they go? Are they still alive, or long gone? And what dark secrets might be hiding behind their sudden, silent disappearance? Now, let's step into the shadows and search for the truth. John Brisker. John Brisker, the NBA star who flew to Uganda and vanished as if he had never existed. In the 1970s, Brisker was one of the most electrifying talents in American basketball, a dominant force in both the NBA and ABA. Blessed with explosive scoring ability and overwhelming physical power, he attacked the court with a fearless, almost violent intensity that few defenders could handle. But Brisker's brilliance came with a dark edge. Off the court, his fiery temper and impulsive nature often pulled him into controversy, building a reputation as dangerous as it was unforgettable. Tired of league politics and personal conflicts, Brisker made a sudden decision to walk away from professional basketball. He set his sights on Africa, chasing ambitious business opportunities and the promise of a fresh start. In April 1978, he boarded a flight to Uganda, then ruled by the brutal dictator Idi Amin, a nation where corruption thrived and human life carried little value. That flight would be the last confirmed trace of him. At first, faint reports suggested Brisker was still around, brief sightings, vague rumors, whispers in obscure news outlets. Then, without warning, he disappeared completely. No records. No confirmed witnesses. Even people who once knew him well had no idea where he went or what happened next. Given his volatile personality, many believe Brisker may have crossed paths with dangerous figures, becoming entangled in shadowy business deals or political conflicts under Amin's ruthless regime. Some theories suggest he was arrested, others claim he was executed, or caught in a deadly power struggle in a lawless land. American authorities attempted to investigate, but cooperation from Uganda was non-existent. Files were missing, destroyed, or perhaps never existed at all. No body was ever recovered. No official death certificate was issued. One day he was a towering sports star under arena lights, cheered by thousands. Then suddenly he was gone, erased like a ghost in a foreign country. A few locals later claimed that in his final days, Brisker desperately tried to reach out, making phone calls, writing letters, searching for business contacts. Every attempt ended in silence. The calls stopped. The letters vanished. And so did he. To this day, John Brisker's fate remains one of the most chilling mysteries in sports history. An American basketball star lost in a distant dictatorship. No body, no proof, no answers. Just a haunting question that continues to echo through the game he once dominated. Sly Stone. Sly Stone. A funk legend who seemed to evaporate from the world for more than 30 years. As the founder and driving soul of Sly and the Family Stone, Sly Stone didn't just make music, he rewrote history. His explosive funk grooves, fearless sound, and boundary-breaking vision helped define an era. In the 1970s, he was more than a star. He was a cultural force, preaching love, unity, and freedom through music that fused races, genres, and generations. On stage, he was electric. Off stage, he was untouchable. Or so it seemed. But the glory didn't last. By the late 1980s, Sly Stone began to fade, quietly at first. Missed studio sessions. Cancelled appearances. Long silences. Then, almost without warning, he vanished completely. No new recordings. No performances. No interviews. The man who once dominated charts and packed arenas slipped out of public view as if he had erased himself. Years passed. Then decades. Rumors replaced facts. Some whispered that Sly was living in isolation in forgotten corners of Los Angeles, choosing darkness and silence over fame. Others claimed he was homeless, drifting through empty streets and abandoned places, hiding from the world that once worshipped him. What was certain was this: Sly Stone became a ghost. He left no digital footprint, no public sightings, no clear answers. Reaching him felt impossible. Those who once worked beside him spoke only in fragments, memories of a brilliant, unpredictable genius who burned too fast. Speculation filled the void. A history of heavy cocaine addiction, legal troubles, declining health, deep depression. Any or all of it could be true. No one really knows. The truth disappeared with him. What remains is the music. More than 3 decades later, Sly Stone still exists, but only as a shadow of what he once was. A superstar who shook the world, now reduced to myth and mystery. Yet his funk still pulses through modern music, echoing in every groove that dares to be bold. A blazing star that once lit up the industry, now gone from sight, leaving behind an unfillable silence and a legend the world can never forget. Bison Dele. Bison Dele, the former NBA star who sailed into the Pacific Ocean and never came back. Once celebrated as one of basketball's most gifted big men, Dele was known for his raw strength, rare talent, and fearless presence on the court. But at the height of his career, he walked away from fame, money, and the NBA spotlight. Tired of pressure and expectations, Dele chose freedom. He embraced a nomadic life, traveling the world aboard his yacht with his girlfriend and a trusted captain, searching for peace far from the noise of professional sports. Then, in July 2002, everything changed. Dele, his girlfriend, the captain, and his brother Miles Dabbard set sail across the Pacific on what appeared to be another calm, luxurious voyage. But this trip would be their last. Suddenly, the yacht stopped transmitting signals. No distress call. No warning. It simply vanished from radar. Days passed, then weeks. Search efforts turned up nothing. It was as if the ocean had erased them. Then, out of nowhere, the yacht resurfaced, with only Dabbard aboard. Bison Dele, his girlfriend, and the captain were gone. When authorities inspected the boat, they found no bodies, no blood, no signs of violence or struggle. Nothing. The disappearance was disturbingly clean, leaving behind an almost impossible mystery. And just when answers seemed possible, Dabbard himself died shortly after returning home, taking whatever he knew to the grave. With no witnesses and no physical evidence, the case collapsed into silence. Speculation exploded, arguments gone wrong, calculated murder, accidental tragedy, but none could be proven. Every theory remained just that, a guess. Today, Bison Dele's fate remains unknown. A brilliant NBA star swallowed by the vast Pacific, leaving behind only questions. Whether he lies beneath the waves or vanished by some darker truth, his disappearance stands as one of the most chilling and haunting mysteries in sports history. Saad Adu. Saad Adu vanished from the music world without a trace for more than a decade. The legendary voice and frontwoman of the band Saad once captured millions of hearts with her silky smooth jazz sound and soulful R&B style. With timeless hits like Smooth Operator and No Ordinary Love, she built an extraordinary career, selling tens of millions of albums and earning her place as a global music icon. Her songs weren't just chart toppers. They became emotional soundtracks woven into the memories of multiple generations around the world. Then, in 2010, everything changed. After the release of Soldier of Love, Saad quietly stepped away from the spotlight. Despite the album's massive success, she gave no interviews, performed no shows, and released no new music. Suddenly, the woman who once mesmerized the world seemed to disappear entirely. Fans watched, waited, and wondered, asking the same haunting question over and over again. Where is Saad? No one truly knows what happened. Her absence slowly turned into a mystery. She didn't just leave the stage, she withdrew completely from public life. No magazine covers. No red carpets. No public appearances of any kind. Even her most devoted fans couldn't uncover a single clue about where she was or what she was doing. Speculation ran wild. Some believed she was facing health issues. Others thought she simply chose privacy, walking away from fame to protect her personal life and escape the crushing pressure of the music industry after reaching its peak. Minor past legal troubles and the desire to focus on family may have also played a role. But what could make a star like Saad walk away at the height of her glory when the world was still listening? It feels as though there's a deeper, untold reason behind her decision to vanish. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: her silence left a profound emptiness in the hearts of her fans. Saad, the undisputed queen of smooth jazz and R&B, seems to have chosen a life far from the spotlight. Will she ever return, or reveal why she left? For now, all we can do is wait and listen to the echoes of her timeless voice. Rico Harris, a former basketball standout who vanished without a trace in the unforgiving desert. Once hailed as a gifted athlete with a promising future, Harris possessed the height, skill, and drive to leave his mark on the professional basketball world. Though he struggled with mental health challenges, they never extinguished his passion for the game. Yet instead of reaching the peak everyone expected, his life drifted into silence, and then into mystery. In October 2014, Harris set off driving through a remote stretch of California. He was never seen again. Days later, his car was discovered near Ridgecrest National Park, locked and untouched, with his wallet and phone still inside. No signs of a struggle. No damage. Not even a scratch. Everything appeared perfectly normal, except for one chilling detail. Outside the vehicle, investigators found Harris's large footprints leading away into dense brush and narrow desert paths. Then, abruptly, the trail stopped. No return prints. No continuation. No signs of another person. It was as if he had simply vanished into thin air. Speculation erupted. Some feared he had died in the harsh wilderness. Others whispered about foul play or animal attacks. Given his history with bipolar disorder and addiction, many believed a mental health crisis, possibly worsened by sleep deprivation or stimulants, may have played a role. But theories remained just that. Massive search efforts followed. Aircraft scanned from above, K-9 units and rescue teams combed the desert mile by mile. Nothing was found. No body. No belongings. No clue pointing to where Rico Harris went next. His disappearance remains one of the most haunting unsolved cases. A capable, intelligent man with survival experience vanished in open terrain, leaving behind only a locked car and a dead-end trail of footprints. Today, the name Rico Harris still sends a chill down the spine, a mystery frozen in the desert, filled with questions that may never be answered. Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy Bogues, the NBA star who seemed to vanish without a trace after stepping off the court. Born Tyrone Muggsy Bogues, the shortest player in NBA history at just 5 feet 3 inches, he defied every expectation and became a global icon, even appearing in the legendary film Space Jam. Lacking the towering height of other basketball greats, Muggsy proved that skill, heart, and relentless determination could shatter any barrier. Over a remarkable 14-year NBA career, he became a fan favorite, admired for his fiery passion, lightning-fast moves, and fearless play that earned the respect of giants on the court. Then, almost suddenly, he disappeared. After retiring in 2001 and briefly stepping into coaching around 2005, Muggsy Bogues faded from the public eye. His name vanished from the sports world. Unlike many former stars who transition into coaching, broadcasting, or television, Muggsy chose silence. No interviews. No TV appearances. No high-profile basketball projects. Only the occasional, quiet charity appearance hinted that he was still out there, small flickers of light in an otherwise complete withdrawal. Fans expected his post-NBA life to overflow with opportunity, but instead, Muggsy turned away from it all, even refusing repeated invitations to return to the spotlight. Media and fans alike were left puzzled. Teammates and coaches could offer only vague explanations. Some believed he grew weary of fame and public pressure, especially after the loss of his father. Others thought he simply craved peace, choosing privacy over noise. Yet it's hard to believe that silence alone explains such a total disappearance. Perhaps deeper personal struggles, health, finances, or emotional battles played a role hidden far from public view. Whatever the truth, Muggsy Bogues remains a mystery. A giant in the hearts of fans, yet a ghost in basketball history, remembered, revered, and gone. Castro. Castro vanished without a trace during what was supposed to be a peaceful vacation. Born Theophilus Tego, Castro was one of Ghana's biggest music stars, beloved not only for his talent, but for the deep connection he shared with his fans. With chart-topping hits and a bold, electrifying performance style, he had reached the very peak of African music stardom. Then, at the height of his success, he disappeared, sending shockwaves across the entire continent. In July 2014, Castro took a rare break from his demanding career and traveled to the Volta River for a moment of rest and celebration. He was joined by actress Janet Bandu, and together they rode a jet ski far out into the wide, calm waters, enjoying what seemed like a perfect escape. No one knew it would be the last time either of them would ever be seen. Hours later, the jet ski drifted back to shore empty. Castro and Janet were gone, as if swallowed by the river itself. The news spread rapidly, stunning Ghana and all of Africa. Authorities launched massive search operations that stretched on for days, then weeks. Divers combed the depths, heavy machinery scanned the riverbed, yet nothing surfaced. No bodies, no evidence, no answers. While drowning remains the most accepted explanation, the complete absence of any trace has fueled unsettling questions. Years later, Castro's disappearance remains one of the most chilling mysteries in African music history. The media continues to revisit the case, speculate, and search for clues, but the truth remains sealed. No one knows where Castro is, whether he survived, or if he rests silently beneath the river's dark waters. Shannon Harris. Shannon Harris. A young model who left home one night and vanished forever with her boyfriend on a busy highway. Shannon Harris was well known in the local modeling and art scene, admired for her bright beauty and striking presence. With her confidence and creative energy, she quickly earned spots in photo shoots and art events, seen by many as a rising talent with big ambitions and a future full of promise. But on a late night in May 2017, everything changed. Shannon and her boyfriend, Wayne C. Harris, left a relative's home, got into their car, and disappeared without a trace. Hours later, their vehicle was found abandoned along a New Jersey highway, sitting silently in the darkness. There were no signs of a struggle, no bodies, no personal belongings, nothing out of place. In a densely populated state known for heavy surveillance, the couple seemed to vanish into thin air. No witnesses came forward, and all phone and financial activity abruptly stopped. Investigators suspected possible deaths or ties to organized crime. Rumors swirled that Shannon may have been killed during a drug-related dispute, allegedly involving Wayne, a known addict who sometimes used her name in dangerous dealings. Yet evidence remained thin, never enough to file charges. Despite expanded searches, highway sweeps, and camera reviews, no solid leads emerged. Shannon and Wayne's sudden disappearance in plain sight remains one of New Jersey's most baffling and haunting unsolved mysteries. Lisa Bonet. Lisa Bonet, the radiant actress who once lit up Hollywood, seemed to vanish without warning. In the 1980s and 90s, she was one of the era's brightest stars, gaining worldwide fame as Denise Huxtable on the legendary The Cosby Show and later A Different World. With her natural charm, effortless humor, and fearless screen presence, she captivated millions and quickly built a career full of promise. Every role she touched deepened the public's admiration and cemented her place as a rising icon. Then, suddenly, everything stopped. After The Cosby Show ended, and long before Bill Cosby's scandals shook the industry, Lisa Bonet quietly stepped away. No dramatic farewell. No official explanation. No announcement of a shift toward directing or producing. One day she was everywhere, the next she was gone. Hollywood lost one of its most luminous faces, and no one could explain why a young, gifted actress at the peak of her potential chose to disappear. Speculation followed. Was it pressure behind the scenes? A personal tragedy? Or did events connected to her past influence her decision? Lisa never answered. Her long silence, even on social media, only deepened the mystery. What remains is a sense of unfinished destiny, of expectations suddenly extinguished. Fans still hope for her return, but more than that, they hope she found peace. If leaving the spotlight was the path to her happiness, then perhaps her greatest role was choosing herself. Glenn Jones. Glenn Jones, an R&B star who seemed to vanish just after reaching his peak. In the late 80s and early 90s, Glenn Jones shone as one of the brightest voices in R&B and gospel, leaving an unforgettable imprint with his raw emotion and soulful delivery. His songs didn't just climb the charts, they spoke directly to the heart, resonating with millions of listeners who felt every note he sang. Then, almost without warning, everything went quiet. After the release of his second album, Quiet Storm in 1994, Glenn Jones stepped away from the spotlight. His once promising career fell into an eerie silence, and he all but disappeared from the media. He was never a global phenomenon like Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston, yet his deep ballads and tender, aching vocals earned him a fiercely loyal fan base that never let go. Years passed with no major performances, no new music, no public reinvention in film or television. Only his name remained, slowly fading but never forgotten. Fans were left to wonder, did he grow weary of fame? Was he crushed by the industry's brutal competition? Or was there a more painful truth, perhaps financial struggles or personal battles, that forced him to walk away from a dream so many would give anything to live? Without his return, these questions linger unanswered. Glenn Jones' long silence hangs like an unfinished sentence, making countless hearts ache with curiosity and hope. And yet, no matter the reason, one truth remains unshaken. Glenn Jones endures as a quiet legend, forever etched in the hearts of R&B and gospel lovers who still wait, listen, and remember. Tempest Bledsoe. Tempest Bledsoe. Once a beloved TV star, she seemed to vanish overnight. Best known as Little Vanessa Huxtable on The Cosby Show, Tempest was one of the most recognizable child stars of the 1980s and early 90s. With her natural charm, sharp comedic timing, and warm screen presence, she won the hearts of millions. Her name became inseparable from one of the most iconic television shows of all time, and she grew into a symbol of a generation raised on family sitcoms. Yet when the show ended, long before Bill Cosby's scandals came to light, Tempest quietly disappeared. No farewell, no announcement, no public explanation. After The Cosby Show wrapped, what happened to Tempest Bledsoe? No one truly knows. Once a shining face in Hollywood, she stepped away from major roles without saying why. There were no statements about reinvention, no transition into producing or directing. She simply faded from the spotlight. Still young, undeniably talented, and with a solid career foundation, her sudden absence left fans confused and searching for answers. Was it industry pressure, personal loss, or events tied to the show that influenced her choice? Or was it a private decision made for peace of mind? Her long silence on social media only deepened the mystery. Fans continue to hope for her return, but more than that, they hope she found happiness and peace, even if walking away from fame was the path she chose. Jidenna. Jidenna, the music star who once dominated the spotlight, suddenly vanished without a trace. Bursting onto the global scene with the smash hit Classic Man, he quickly became an icon of Afrobeat-infused hip-hop, celebrated not only for his distinctive sound but for his sharp style and multi-talented artistry admired worldwide. His 2019 album 85 to Africa was widely seen as a bold step toward lasting international influence. Then, almost overnight, Jidenna disappeared, leaving fans and media stunned. No statements. No performances. No new releases. No social media presence. Since 2019, he seemed to dissolve from public life entirely. Still young and at the peak of his career, his name slowly faded, leaving devoted fans, who once knew every lyric, asking the same haunting question, why? Speculation grew as the silence stretched on. Some believed he was retreating from the noise and pressures of the music industry, others feared deeper personal struggles. Before his disappearance, Jidenna openly reflected on past mistakes, including shame over manipulating women, and spoke passionately about long-term goals to reconnect Africa through culture, technology, and cooperation. There were also unsettling experiences, reports of kidnapping threats in Nigeria due to his light skin, losing his home, and being forced to relocate, events that may have pushed him toward healing rather than creating. To this day, no one knows the full truth. There are no signs of a return. Jidenna's fans can only wait in silence, holding on to hope for a new album, or an unexpected moment when he finally steps back into the light. Jeff Redd. At one time, his name was inseparable from the pulse of New Jack Swing. In the early 90s, Jeff Redd mesmerized R&B fans with smooth, emotional hits like You Called and Told Me. His voice carried vulnerability and confidence all at once, and his sound felt fresh, intimate, and ahead of its time. Almost overnight, he was hailed as one of the genre's brightest rising stars, an artist seemingly destined for long-term greatness. Then, just as quickly as he arrived, everything stopped. In 1994, Jeff released his second album, Quiet Storm. Expectations were sky-high. Industry insiders believed this record would cement his place among R&B royalty. Instead, it marked the beginning of a baffling silence. No new singles. No interviews. No tours. One album and then nothing. Fans were left wondering, was Quiet Storm meant to be a turning point or a final goodbye? Not long after, whispers began to circulate. Jeff Redd, they said, had stepped away from the spotlight to work behind the scenes as a CEO and A&R executive, helping shape the careers of others rather than his own. But if that was true, it happened quietly, without headlines, without applause. The lights went dark. The stages emptied. The connection with his fans vanished. And slowly, his name faded, like a star slipping out of the night sky. To those who loved his music, Jeff Redd's disappearance remains one of R&B's quiet mysteries. Will he ever return to the mic? Or will Quiet Storm stand as the final chapter of a story cut tragically short? Only time knows the answer, and until then, all we can do is wait. The disappearance of artists like Jeff Redd continues to haunt music history. They burn bright, then vanish, like shooting stars, leaving behind questions no one can fully answer. Where do you think they went? Why did they walk away? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss more untold stories from the shadowy side of celebrity fame.